And the next 5 words from Sublist 7 are identical, ideology, infer, innovate, insert. And the first word is identical. Identical. This means exactly the same. For example, identical twins develop from the equal division of a fertilized egg. Some forms: identical is an adjective, non-identical, identically. Some examples: the bridesmaids wore identical pink and green dresses. When they first started out, the Beatles dressed identically in grey suits and ties. Identical twins do not have identical fingerprints. All the apartments in this building are identical. You can have almost identical, identical conditions, identical terms, identical results, identical positions, and some synonyms: similar, alike, the same, exactly the same, indistinguishable, uniform. Identical. The next word is ideology. Ideology, and this means a system of ideas and ideals, especially one which forms the basis of economic or political theory and policy. So ideas that affect economics and politics. He used to be a strong follower of communist ideology. Some forms: ideology is a noun, ideologically is an adverb, and ideological is an adjective. Some examples of those: North Korea has traditionally followed its own unique communist ideology. We share the same basic political philosophy, even though we have some ideological differences. Ideological differences within the party have grown substantially since their loss in the recent election. The grassroots of the party appear to be ideologically opposed to the centrist approach of the leader. Some common collocations include dominant ideology, political ideology, official ideology, popular ideology, differences in ideology, and some synonyms: beliefs, ideas, ideals, principles, doctrine, and creed. Ideology. The next word: infer. Infer. This means to decide that particular facts must be true because of other information that you already have. For example, they were able to infer from his sad look that he didn't get the job. So just by looking at his face, they could infer, they could work out his mood. Inference is a noun form, infer is the verb, inferable an adjective, uninferable another adjective, and some examples. We inferred from the negative comments she had made that the project would be cancelled. His decision to resign was somewhat sudden, the inference being that he was told that if he didn't, he would be fired. You can make several inferences about the mental state of the author at the time of writing by examining the following passages. Psychologists infer the workings of the mind from how the body behaves. You can infer the nature of something, infer the presence of something. It's possible to infer things, reasonable to infer. People have the ability to infer. And some synonyms: deduce, reason, work out, conclude, come to the conclusion, draw the inference. Infer. Innovate. Innovate, and this means to come up with a new idea or a new method that is used for the first time. For example, her efforts to innovate have helped to keep the company at the top. Here are some forms: innovation, innovator, innovate, innovative, innovative. And some examples: He designed an innovative new computer program which has been sold to a company which makes computer games. Recent innovations in video technology such as HD and 3D have resulted in a much higher quality of TV picture. Andy Warhol was a highly innovative artist in his time. Pachacuti was the most innovative and important of the Incan emperors and is said to have designed and built the city of Cuzco. Some common collocations include technological innovation, recent innovation. You can have the capacity to innovate, willingness to innovate, propensity to innovate, and some synonyms. Conceive, invent, generate, originate, develop, discover, innovate. The last word in this set is insert. Insert, which is to put something inside or to put something into something else. For example, you must insert 25 cents before dialing. This is the old days of dial-up phones, pay phones in cities. Here are some forms. So you can have an insert, which is the noun form. That's something that goes inside a magazine or a newspaper. Insertion. Insert is the verb form. Reinsert. Insertable. Henderson emailed a couple of items to me for insertion in tomorrow's agenda for our management meeting. There are about 10 pages of inserts in this newspaper. So that means 10 pages of maybe adverts. It took the secretary about an hour to insert the data into the program. He quietly inserted the key in the lock and entered the room. Some collocations. You can insert text. You can try to insert something or wish to insert, need to insert, and possible to insert. And some synonyms. Put, place, press, push, thrust, slide. Insert. And here are the 5 words again. Identical, ideology, infer, innovate, insert.